Hello classmates that I've never met before, I'm Hailey Swanson and I'm going to do a presentation on hydration. My cameraman left me, so I'm going to be doing this most of the time. Here we go.
The definition out of the dictionary is to supply water to a person in order to restore or maintain balance.
Water is vital to our body's functioning. So for examples, that would be flushes out waste, it helps everything run smoothly down your bowels. 2, it helps cool your body down so it doesn't result in a heat stroke. Number 3, it helps your brain function. And 4, it decreases fatigue. And the fatigue is actually number 1 caused by dehydration. Did you know that when you're dehydrated, 5% of your cognitive ability goes down 30% or less, but up to 30%. That's crazy. So that means you're not going to be as smart in the classroom. You're not going to be on edge. You're not going to be as strong in the gym. You're not going to be, all that you could be.
There are 4 main goals of hydration during exercises that I am going to talk about from a YouTube clip that I watched.
There are 4 main goals of hydration during exercise. So number 1 I'm going to talk about is it helps cool your body down. So you're sweating. As the sweat evaporates, the body cools down. But if the sweat is not replaced by drinking fluids, then the body's water balance will be upset and the body may soon overheat, which that one's a little self-explanatory. I think you guys can do it. Number 4 is it improves our ability to recover quickly. So, you're doing your bicep curls, you're going hard with your 20 pounds that I can do, and you're going to take a break, you're going to have some water, and then you know what, you're going to do it again. Number 2 is it helps delay fatigue. So you're not going to be as dizzy, you're not going to have a headache after you do your mile run or 2-mile run, 20-mile run. Good for you guys, 20-mile runs. Number 3, it helps satisfy our thirst.
I'm going to talk about not all about water, as in alternate kind of ways to get water into your system.
So everybody has heard about drinking the 8 glasses of water per day or the 1 liter of water per day. But really, in our food, there's a lot of water within it. Cucumber is number 1 solid food. It is 96.7% water content in a cucumber. Even meat can help you. Amazingly, meat contains a high percentage of water, as much as 60%. The highest meat content would be hamburger. That is the highest water content in it, says Kathleen N. Zelmer.
Why is it so hard to stay hydrated?
It is so hard to stay hydrated because we're constantly losing water. Even when you're not exercising, you sweat, you drink your water, you balance it out, right? But when you're not exercising, you're also losing water through your skin, through your pores. This is called sensible losses.
Do children and pre-adolescent kids need more water?
Pre-adolescent kids need to be especially careful about drinking the right amount of liquids compared to adults or teenagers for a couple of reasons. Number 1, children don't tolerate temperature extremes as well as we do, as in they don't sweat as much than we do, and also their bodies need more time to adapt. Children also have a lower cardiac output, which means that over a period of time they pump less blood through their ventricles than adults do. Athletes need to be especially careful because they lose water quickly, especially if they're wearing excessive clothing, as in if you're in hockey or if you're in football, you're wearing your big shoulder pads, you're wearing all that gear, and you're running, you're skating away. Another sport that you're going to think about is swimming, because you're in the water while you're sweating, so you don't realize how much fluid that you're actually losing in the water. So that one, you need to drink a lot of water before. Water break! Next, I'll be talking about symptoms of dehydration. Now I'm inside because it was really cold outside with the sun starting to come down. But anyway, back to symptoms. So some of them are pretty obvious when you're dehydrated because you start to get thirsty. You have the sensation of thirst. So you're going to have a glass of water. That's when you decide to have a drink. But some of them aren't so obvious. As in, you're going to get the chill. You might have clammy skin. You might have a throbbing heart rate. You might have muscle pain. That all has to do with dehydration.
Dehydration from alcohol.
Alcohol interferes with the mechanisms that regulates the water levels in our body. So that's when you start drinking and you have to go to the bathroom every 5 minutes. I'm one of those people. Alcohol reduces how much ADH you make, so it increases how much urine you produce. So each shot of alcohol you drink forces your kidneys to generate an extra 120 milliliters of urine uptake on top of the normal 60 to 80 milliliters per hour. Now this is a picture of me in Mexico. Not one of my finer moments, but that was because I was dehydrated. Not only was I drinking alcohol, but I was also out in the sun, so I probably had heat stroke. Never deprive yourself of water. Never deprive yourself of water to lose weight. This is only going to harm your performance and increase your risk of serious injury. I know that bodybuilders, a few days before their show, they decide to cut water out of their diet, and in the end, it does harm them. My one friend, day of her show, a few hours before she was about to walk on stage, she passed out and she ended up getting pulled to the emergency room and had to be water pumped into her veins. Don't do that. The urinary test. Other than my poor aim, the second urinary test was the correct one. That one means that you're hydrated. The clearer it is, the more hydrated you are. Finger press and fingertip test. Another activity that you can do at your home to make sure that you're hydrated is get your 2 fingers on your arm and you press them on your skin hard for about 10-15 seconds. You lift them up. And the faster that your skin color comes back, the more hydrated you are. There's another test to make sure if you're hydrated or not. If you look at your fingertips, and if they're plump, that means that you're hydrated. But if they're wrinkly like mine are, I don't know if you'd be able to. You can't really see. If they're wrinkly, that means you're pretty dehydrated. The importance. Now, unfortunately, we live in a chronically dehydrated society. Now, by that, I mean there's too much soda, pop, energy drinks, coffee, and sodium leave most of us in a never-ending state to catch up in regards to our hydration. Our daily routine creates a general imbalance between products that suck water out and those that put water back in. Now, some stats on that is a healthy body is made up of 60 to 70% water. Muscles are made up of 80% of water. As little as 1 to 2% difference in dehydration can affect performance, cognitive function, and decision making, which was what I was talking about before. Our planet Earth is made up of 70% water. Stay hydrated, my friends.